we are going to have we are going to have an incredible event in May. That's right. We're going to be at MMNC. Who else is going to be at MMNC? Please go ahead, throw it into the chat if you're going to be at MMNC. I know Shelley Wales is going to be there because Shelley is helping us in a cool session called What Do CRPs, Chapter Leaders, and CEOs Think of Chapters? It's going to be based on our benchmarking story, but more importantly, Shelley and her incredible chapter leaders and her CEO took part in all three of them, and we have got some really cool intel to share you in that conversation. In June, idea swap, because it's the beginning of the summer, and we need to find out what we can do to make sure the summer is oh so fun for our chapters. Now, enough of me, am I right? Well, no one said I was right, therefore I'll keep talking. Nah, just kidding. Let's bring on the most amazing, super cool friend, my nerdy best friend and yours, Beth Z. Now, you may know her. I don't have to go through all of the what's it to in that, but I will tell you that she has, I think, 7 books on apps. She's spoken to more than 1,000 associations. And if you want to know why we all call her Beth Z, well, it's because no one can pronounce her last name. More importantly, though, she is our nerdy best friend. I wonder if she's around. Let's see. Beth, are you around anywhere? Beth.
There we go. Here we are. I am here and I am ready to go. I'm so excited about this, and I look better in cartoon than I do in person. So I was showing this to Peggy earlier and I did this and she said, "You look younger." Yeah. Oh, well. There you go. So is it time, everybody? Drum roll, please. In the chat, is it time? Is it time yet? Put it in the chat. Okay, you got the crickets. There we go. Oh, there you go. Okay. Let's get started then. This is Beth Z, your nerdy best friend, coming to you with a little cartoon. Because I do look better in cartoon. I gotta tell you, I'll be honest here. I'm a little nervous today because, see, I told you I look better in cartoon. I'm a little nervous today because I've got so much new stuff and so many new ideas. And so since it's incredibly new, like one thing I just found this morning, I am not kidding you. I'm like, is it going to go well? So let's pretend. Is anybody willing to pretend that everything is going to go perfectly and this is going to be the best webinar you've ever been to? Raise your hand in the chat. Say, yay. Give me anything. Oh, there we go. So no matter what happens, no matter if I flub up, no matter if the technology doesn't do what we want, you have said that you are with me no matter what. Okay, let's get started. This session is all about discovering your technology psychology and applying that information to your chapters and your volunteers and your affiliates to try to understand technology psychology in general and to understand what's going on with why things are not getting done. This is a session that I made when I realized that not everybody was like me. I have just assumed my entire tech career that every time anybody hears about anything, they're like, "Oh, I'm so excited. That's the best thing. I want to try it right now." Turns out I am not the center of the universe, and this is not the case. So that's where this session came about, was understanding how other people deal with their technology psychology. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a video. Okay, here is the video. Let's see. A few years ago, a company called Lyrebird released an online tool that lets you clone your voice. The first iterations of it weren't very good, so I didn't get excited when one of my favorite video editing tools integrated it. But this week, I finally got around to setting up my voice to create a clone. And wow, It's amazing. Right now I'm alternating between the clone and my real voice, and I bet it's tough to tell the difference. The technology has gotten so good that we can probably put words in people's mouths. Now that my voice is cloned, I simply need to type words into the script, and the system uses my clone voice for the audio. I can retrain it for different voices, like excited or basic. I found that it works best if I'm not being too expressive, and I don't need a lot of variation in my energy or tone. That's why this audio piece is so boring. So, what do you think? Can you hear the differences? Keep watching this video and I'll reveal which voice is which. Did you get them? Watch this. A few years ago, a company called Lyrebird released an online tool that lets you clone your voice. The first iterations of it weren't very good, so I didn't get excited when one of my favorite video editing tools integrated it. But this week, I finally got around to setting up my voice to create a clone. And wow, it's amazing. Right now, I'm alternating between the clone and my real voice, and I bet it's tough to tell the difference. The technology has gotten so good that we can probably put words in people's mouths. Now that my voice is cloned, I simply need to type words into the script, and the system uses my clone voice for the audio. I can retrain it for different voices, like excited or basic. I found that it works best if I'm not being too expressive, and I don't need a lot of variation in my energy or tone. That's why this audio piece is so boring. So, what do you think? Can you hear the differences? Now in the chat, I'm gonna give y'all all of these resources. I'm gonna tell you what everything is. But in the chat, tell me, could you tell the difference? Occasionally you might have heard a difference, but could you tell that it was fake? It's crazy. And I did that on my computer with software that it has a free version, but I think I pay a couple $100 a year for the capabilities. It's right here with us. Now, here's the deal. I don't really care much about your initial reaction. I bet your initial reaction is like many people's initial reaction. It's like, boom, right? It blows you away. I don't care as much about your initial reaction as I do about your second reaction. What was your second thought after you saw that? That is your technology psychology. And today we're going to be talking about these types of differences, because how you reacted, your second thought to that, is how you see new technologies and how we can do. So there are three basic areas. There's wow, there's wait, and there's what, right? So let's talk about each one real quick for just a couple of little notes. Wow, that's me. I'm a wow. I look at new technology and I'm like, wow, what in the world? What in the world? I want to get my hands on it. I want to play with it. I want to try it out. And I get started right away. A wait, my sister's a wait. She's a teacher and she's like, that's very interesting. I can see potential there, but how does it apply to the stuff I have right now? I think I'll wait and hold on to that as an idea and not jump into it right now because frankly, I'm busy, but I'm going to wait and hold on to that and then come back to it. And then you got the what? The whats are people who are like, I don't think I need this right now, or I have my suspicions, or what in the world was that? Those three reactions are what makes up, are the different types of technology psychology. So the first thing we're really going to do is figure out what our technology psychology is. This is a short quiz. It takes us about 2 minutes. And I'm going to go ahead and just put this up here for a second. If somebody will put that in the chat. Let's see, I think you have to do the whole URL for it to be clickable because hashtag Zoom. So http://nerdybff.com/tech quiz. Again, it takes like just a couple of minutes to do. We're going to hold off and then see what y'all are. I'm actually going to play that funny intro I had, and we will come back when you are done. Put in the chat that you're done so that I know that we can get back to work. But I'm just going to play this in the background. You can turn down your computer if you want, but it's funny. Oh, I left this at the beginning of a joke. Oops. I think a lot of y'all have put in the chat that you're done and that you've taken it, and we've got people all over the board. I saw a lot of waits in this group, which makes sense because you're on this conference and you're like, I'm going to investigate this, but I'm not sure I'm going to use it yet. And you could put your information in there if you wanted to receive the full write-up of what they mean. But let's talk about all of them together, because understanding what you have and understanding what people in your committees and your volunteers have, that's where, nice, that is spam coming to us live right this very second. Because, you know, it's been 17 seconds since I had a spam call come in. So thank you for that. Let's talk about the 3 different types and their benefits. All right, first, let's go wow. This is me. Like I said, I see the potential in everything. I'm like, whoa, and I just jump right in there and I start playing with it. And here, oh yes, that was about my warranty. Thank you for telling me that. I forgot about that. Someday I will get that taken care of because they keep calling. The potential. I see the potential in everything that's happening. I'm like, wow, I want to play with it right now. I want to get my hands dirty. But here is what happens with us wows. We end up with 75 different videos named trial. We end up with 150 different little pictures made with pictures of our cats because they're the most recent and we're just trying anything out. And we don't finish stuff, right? We get starry-eyed. We're looking at it too much and we are not carrying through. We can get overwhelmed. And so the wows, yes, we're not really fearful of trying things out, but we're not really good at carrying things out. Let's talk about our weights. Again, My sister is a weight as a teacher, and a lot of y'all were weights. Um, she's been to several of my sessions, and I've given her all kinds of tech ideas, and she's like, that's very cool. I think I might try that someday. And she sees that it has potential, but she focuses on practicality, right? She's like, does it fit into this little square of things that I'm looking at that are in my world right now? And if it doesn't, even though I see the potential, even though I think it's cool, I don't want to waste my time trying it out until I need it. And so I'm going to put it on the back burner. But here's what happens. You see that potential, but then you kind of put it on the back burner and you don't drag it out again. And you don't necessarily make use of the technology that is at your fingertips because you forget it's there and you don't have a regular system for going back to it. And then where do we have our what's? I can tell you what, a lot of your board members are what's, right? A lot of the people in your world are what's. A lot of the people who are blocking some of the advancements you want to make for your association are what's. And they're like, what? Why would I need this? They're looking for proof that this is really going to be what works for them. They're looking for some kind of verification that they're not going to be making a mistake. And they could be a what because they're skeptical of technology in general, like, is Elon Musk going to be listening to me when I do this, right? They may be fearful. They may have that roadblock up because they're fearful of moving forward. They're fearful of not having the right software or hardware, or that they just might not use it, or they're just overwhelmed. So they're like, we've got solutions. Why won't those work anymore? We, don't know. This is untested. And they put up barriers. So on one hand, it's great to put up some barriers and really think through some technology first. But if you're putting up barriers so much that you're not diving into things and trying new things out, then you are hurting yourself. So going back to our wows, we jump in, we don't necessarily evaluate very well, and we've got shiny object syndrome. With our weights, we've got people who see the potential and are interested in thinking about it, but they don't necessarily put it on their agenda to go back to it. And then we have the what's who have other kind of barriers that they put there. There's no doubt that our challenges are justified. Let me just give you some perspective a little bit. Every year, this group, I forgot the name of it, it's coming up in the next slide. This group does an infographic that talks about every minute of every day on the internet. And here are some statistics. So this was 10 years ago. Google had over 4 million searches every minute of every day. Vine users, which doesn't even exist anymore, shared 8,333 videos every minute of every day. Skype users connecting for 23,300 minutes every minute of every day. YouTube, 72 hours of new video. Even more details. Yelp, every minute of every day, 10 years ago, we had 26,000 new Yelp reviews. Amazon, way back 10 years ago, only made $83,000 every minute of every day. Now let's fast forward. This is 2021. Yeah, 2021. Google has 5.7 million searches every minute of every day, up from what? Was it 400,000 or something like that? Clubhouse didn't even exist it barely existed in 2020. Every minute of every day, 208 rooms on Clubhouse, which is that new social media platform, which some of you, especially my what's, may not have even dived into yet, has 208 rooms created every minute of every day. TikTok. Any TikTok addicts out there? That's me. TikTok really replaced Vine as a quick social media video set up, and 167 million videos are watched every minute of every day. It's probably gone up since then. Amazon now makes $200,000 more every minute of every day. Venmo, Instacart, Strava, they did not exist 10 years ago, and they are huge, huge in those areas. Teams, Zoom, Slack, look at that. How many different things are just phenomenal. So it's no doubt that we struggle when we try to implement new technology, because new technology is insane around us. Let me go into some of the insanity, and I'm going to show you two of the things that have happened. Otter is a little bit older, but it's changing a lot, and Jasper is very young, and it's changing a lot still. And something happened this morning with Jasper that I can't even breathe about, and y'all think I'm joking, but I am not. All right, let me see. I think this will work. Are we here? Yeah, okay. So this is Otter. Let's see, let me get that in the right spot there. This is Otter, and what Otter does is, as soon as I open it up, like this is the conference we're on right now, Otter in real time takes transcription of what I'm saying, and everybody in the room. Nowadays, I do not have any kind of meetings without Otter. I always say, do you mind if I record this so we can have the notes? And in real time, it is doing transcription. Otter is now integrated into Zoom, so we may be doing live, we are doing live transcription right now, and you may be using another third-party tool, but Otter is the default tool that if you record it on the cloud and you see that transcription, it is Otter. Otter is free for up to, I think it's 600 minutes a month. At one time they were 400, and then they were 600 and 400. I don't really know, but it's free for up to 400 to 600 minutes a month of this kind of transcription. It does it automatically. It's using artificial intelligence to capture it. Now, I'm not looking at the words as they're coming up. Tell me in the chat, is it working really well? Is it fairly accurate? All right, so I see people saying yes. I better put the chat over here so I can see y'all without my eyes. Scary accurate. Bet there's a wait out there. Oh, I see so many friends out here. Hello, Michelle Champion. Hello, Candy Joyce. Nice to see y'all. Anyway, oh, it says Otter doesn't know its name. That's pretty funny. It is doing it in real time. I'm very fortunate in that the accent that I have and the diction that I have are generally picked up pretty well by these transcription tools. But if you've got heavy accents or the audio's not really good, sometimes it struggles a little bit. But all I have to do when I am done with a conversation is stop it. It uses more artificial intelligence to kind of wrap it up and give me keywords and things like that so that I can go back later. I can share it with people. It identifies different speakers. You can share highlights with people. And whenever I have a meeting, I do a recording like this so that I can share it with people. Anybody else? Are we here again? Right? Very, 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 very cool stuff. Let's go a little deeper. Now, I went ahead and asked Peggy if she would help me out with this little demo. So Peggy, I am going to highlight you and have you come help me with this. This tool, oh wait, Peggy, go hang out for just a second because I want to talk to you all about this tool. I'll talk to you about it with the lights on. In 2020, what happened was, oh, what a lovely book you're reading there, Peggy. In 2020, in May of 2020, while we were busy, I don't know, panicking about the pandemic, right? We were incredibly preoccupied, but something dropped in the technology world that blows everything away. It was an artificial intelligence platform called GPT-3 that used natural language processing to completely change the world of artificial intelligence forever. What GPT-3 did was absorb and read and digest 10% of all of the internet, which is so much data. You can't possibly fathom how much data this is. In October or November of 2018. That's an important date because it doesn't know anything about COVID. Ukraine, Russia thing hadn't happened. Like, it doesn't have any current events. But what it did was looked at all of the ways that people write stuff and the most successful ways to write stuff. And then it taught itself how to write original stuff just by you telling it what to do. So I'm going to do the demo with Peggy. And as you can see, all of my stuff is in one screen. So if you can't see this, make sure you've blown it up as big as you can. But Peggy, what kind of project are you working on? Now, this is a tool called an ADA framework. It's a marketing thing. I never heard about it either until now. It's a marketing thing that helps you do attention, interest, desire, action, and helps you write marketing copy. So Peggy, tell me what's going on that you might want to write about.
So, well, first of all, thank you. So we are home to the Maryland Recycling Network, and the Maryland Recycling Network is largely a trade association in the state of Maryland that brings together folks that do the 3 R's. Okay. Most of the folks that are members are people that work in government offices, government agencies, but also folks that work in nonprofits and large facilities. And they're in charge of figuring out what to do with all the stuff we no longer want. So we hold a big conference in June. It is our main moneymaker. And this year, finally, it's back in person. And the dilemma is, of course, getting everybody to come back out again. But it's a one-day conference. We've got some of the best thinkers under the 3 R's of recycling, reuse, and reduce. And we've got some amazing stories. And we're trying to figure out how to get this word out in a really big way so we can even bring in a new audience.
Reduce, recycle, and
reduce, recycle, and reuse. And all 3 are important.
All right. Let's see. So what is the name of the event?
We are calling it, and I want to make sure I get the whole thing. It's called the MRN/SWANA, SWANA Mid-Atlantic Annual Conference. Real exciting name, right? And it's the subname is Recovery 2022.
I'm going to go with that.
Yeah, that's even better. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do Recovery 2022, and we're opening the doors on 6/23.
All right. So event is 6/23, and it's an in-person event.
Yes.
How many people come?
Well, we'll get maybe 125. We'd love to get more.
All right. So 125 participants, probably. Let's go up to 200.
Yeah, let's do that. I love that.
And tell me about the education again. Are there panels?
We've got all kinds. We've got panels and then presenters. And we also have, part of it is a little bit of a trade show. So we have the opportunity to see some new products that we'll be talking about in some of the workshops.
All right, tell me if I'm lying here.
Good, perfect.
All right, and there will be networking, like what other benefits for coming?
Yeah, so I think that besides the exhibits and networking, the main thing is you're going to be able to see some leading thought leaders in the industry who aren't normally available to you. And we have a really wonderful session. That's the opening session. The EPA National Recycling Strategy is coming, and they're talking about a national local partnership. It's very exciting. Most people don't know about it.
EPA, what was it? EPA?
National Recycling Strategy.
All right. Do you think that's about it?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. And the tone of voice, let's go excited.
Yes, very excited.
Now let's go Oprah. She's always very excited.
Ooh, yeah.
All right. So what it's going to do now when I hit generate, it's going to give me 3 versions of the opening text of the junior copywriter draft of what we can do. So let's see how it did. Are you looking for a way to improve recycling in your area? Then this event is for you. Come and learn from the best minds in the business about how to reduce, recycle, and reuse.
Nice.
You get to see all the latest technology, and maybe you pick up a few new ideas. A unique opportunity to learn about the new EPA. Did this just happen?
Yes, yes.
Do you want to learn the latest technology? Desire, you'll have a
Ooh, I
chance to
love that.
see it. Green building products. So if you want to stay ahead of
Yes.
the curve, this conference is for you. Are you passionate about the environment?
Ooh.
Yep. So let's now do urgent, right?
Yes.
Let's see. Let's see it change its tone.
Okay.
All right. Register today. You won't regret it. Get ahead of your competition. One day event you don't want to miss. You won't regret it. Register today. You'll get a clear picture. Don't miss it. Same kind of stuff, right? Let's go jealous. You can change the tone, you can change the facts, and then you've got a copywriting block.
Ooh.
You want to be part of the leading conversation? You won't want to miss it. This is your chance to find out and get ahead of your competition.
I wish I was screen grabbing this.
I know. One day conference, register today. Look at this. All of this was done in seconds.
The power to our chapters and our groups as they're looking to get the attention of our members. Oh my gosh.
That is one template. All right, everybody clap for Peggy, please. Yay, Peggy. Thank you for volunteering. Now you're going away. All right, there we go. That is one template of dozens of templates of one tool that will help you. Even more than this, what happened after this, and now is happening with different things, is that you can go into what's called the long form assistant. And this one is called boss mode. And I'm going to start from scratch. And I'm going to say recycling tips. Okay. And then I'm going to say, write a bullet list outline of 5 tips for recycling for a blog post. All right. And then this one has a magic command. It's a return command. There you go. And then you can say, and you just write a sentence. And then you can just say, expand, write a paragraph on the above. All right, let's see what it does. Sometimes you got to play around with it. There you go. Seconds, and you get a first draft. Now, like I said, this happened during the pandemic. Jasper is my favorite. It was one of the leading ones. The guys who run Jasper, and they are guys, I actually went to Austin to meet with them and in their offices. The gentlemen who run Jasper were in the incubation stuff with OpenAI, which is the company and the group that released this artificial intelligence. So they got first access, and they've got the biggest kinds of the biggest technology, the fastest, the most advanced that I've seen. They started about $29 a month. write to me if you want. I don't want to do any affiliate links here or whatever, but I have an affiliate link that will get you a trial with about triple the number of words so you can try it out. Write to me at beth@yournerdybestfriend.com and I will send you that. But this happened, and now January of 2021, there were probably 3 companies doing this. Now there are probably hundreds. All right, let me show you what happened this morning. Now, it was actually released a few days ago, but they're starting to give access. This is the Jasper community. I love using the Jasper communities, using these technology communities, especially the new ones, to keep track of what's going on. And what's happening is there was a new type of technology called DALL-E, DALL-E-2, that was just released. And you just write what you want it to say, want it to be, like create a 3D render of a monkey smoking a cigarette wearing a space helmet. And it, by itself, creates art. What? I know. Like, what? This is crazy. It by itself. Now, I asked it this morning, this was just today. I said, show me pictures of a nerdy cat with glasses. Let's see. Working at a computer. And this all happened within minutes. They did it for me. Now, I don't have access to this. They are thinking of including it in Jasper so that you can do it. Y'all know this graphic right here. I'm not kidding you. I probably spent 6 hours looking for this graphic. Crazy. And this would completely change my world, because I would just tell it, y'all know how hard I look for pictures of cats with glasses on working at computers? Is the artwork copywritten? I don't think so. Just like the writing is not copywritten or there are no rights against it. You can use these things. Right now, I noticed there is a logo on here, a little down at the bottom. You see that little color block thing? I think that's their mark. But look at these. He did this in seconds and was able to give me all of these different options, like right now. Here is a detailed one for you. Dolly, yep, it's like Wally, Dolly. This is not commercially available yet, but there's a person who says, the view of Table Mountain in Cape Town, South Africa, with a huge astronaut in a white suit standing next to it on 1 foot atop of the mountain, great sharks, and that kind of thing. And he just put in the idea, and here's what came up. It's insane. It's insane. And this is happening right now. Now, again, we're going back to that technology psychology. And I want you to wrap your head around what you're thinking and how this might work. So let's first talk, give me some ideas about these kind of things and how they might work for you. So the writing thing, every single person on this call, every single person here can benefit from having a copywriter for $30 a month create the first draft of stuff, right? The pictures, every time you go to try to get a piece of, stock image, you can just create exactly what you want rather than having him do it. But I want you to think back to your technology psychology and how this fits in. With all 3 of these technology psychologies, what we're leading toward is balance. We want to work with all of our limitations and bring everything together. And this session, I can't believe we're already at the 42. This session is just the tip of the iceberg about the crazy technology that's out there, but I'm going to show you some steps to really understanding where your chapters are, where your volunteers are, where your coworkers are, and help you understand and move forward with technology. Step 1, identify yours, right? We just did that. Understanding exactly how you're viewing this, whether it's a skeptical eye or a practical eye or what have you, is really critical to moving. Step 2, or step 1.5, look around your implementation team and your volunteers. Look at their technology psychology. Give them that quiz. If you want that quiz, I can give it to you, or you can share it with people. Give them that quiz and have them recognize their own. Plus, you can see, you think, a lot of us think that when we're looking at our board or our volunteer groups, if there's one grumpy person and if there's one person who's putting up a roadblock, we kind of think that they're all kind of roadblocky. That's probably not true. You may have some waits and you may have some wows who are being quiet because there's one loud what. And you know who that is. He's been there for 14 years. It's not an age thing. It's definitely an overall mindset thing. So you have to identify what they have. Then, once you do that, what's the cloned voices app again? It's called Dscript. I'm going to give you all a few more details about some of these. And I'm going to make sure that our wonderful sponsors have the links, because I've got a bunch of the stuff I'm not going to talk about today they're going to give you the back matter. So you've got all these names. So identify the technology around you. One of the things that surprises me very often is that I do consultations with boards. I do consultations with individual people who are trying to get change to happen. And they say, oh, well, we tried this, or, here's what we want to do. I was talking to someone the other day and she says, we want to create a listserv like the old listservs that people will use. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, these are the kind of things that they're looking for. And she says, we have blank and blank. And I'm like, you have the solution. You have the technology. What you don't have is an understanding of what your members are looking for and what their psychology is. They're in the it ain't broke area, and you've got some wows kicking it down the road saying we want more functionality, but you've got those roadblocks. So identify the technology you already have before you go looking at stuff. I'm going to go through all of these tips before we go into some more details. Let's see. Got some things over here. Step 3, identify your hiccups and your roadblocks. Once you help people understand their own technology psychology, and you look up and all the people who are putting your new website together are waits, or there's a general trend, you can see those as a hiccup or roadblock and understand where they are. But what other hiccups and roadblocks do you have? So you've got a new idea or you've got a problem and you haven't found the right solution yet. That could be a hiccup or a roadblock. Or you don't have the money to put it together. You don't have time. Nobody on staff has the time to roll it out. All of these things, you just need to identify them and figure out how you can put that in a plan. Then, see, I've got all kinds of samples we're going to go into in a second. Search for the tech that can help. Now, I know we've got some great resources on this call. We've got Peggy and Mariner. They provide consultations. They provide ways that you can think past what you already have. Then you've got Bill Highway, who has great solutions for financial and some of your other challenges. But you need to search for the tech that's out there. That's my job, by the way. I am your nerdy best friend, so I try to do all the homework for you. But as you can see, because we're trying to take a pragmatic approach, we're trying to get people to come on board, rather than starting out with the technology we like and moving backwards and finding a problem we have and putting them together. We are identifying the problem and identifying where we want to go, and then putting together and trying to find the tech we need. So it's a different mindset. A lot of people are like, The biggest problem I have is time. It's not about that I am not wanting to do this, it's because I don't have time. And actually, I have a whole session on leading with focus. If you want a copy of this, I've got it recorded, I think, and I do it every once in a while. If you want a copy of it, just let me know. But it's about how to find more time to do this. But you're going to have to make time. You're going to have to make time. You've got to block time every week, perhaps, for solution implementation. So you've identified what your team, where their mindset is. You've identified what the problem is. You've identified what the hiccups and roadblocks to solving that problem are. You've identified some of the technology that you can use, but you have to block time for solution implementation. You cannot just say, hey, that'd be great, and put it together on the side. You have to make it a priority, and you have to work with people to do it. And what this will end up with is having that balance, having those pieces together, and making sure you are able to implement this. Now, I know several of you wrote about, you've got Microsoft Teams, you've got other kinds of things that you're trying to roll out, and you've got 3 people who use it and 97 people who don't, and you've still got the guy who calls you up and asks you to go over what's going on, right? Even though it's all spelled out there. So you've got to work and address those problems so that we can go through those things. I would love to hear some successful implementation ideas in the chat. But right now, I'm going to jump in. By the way, if there are any questions, just let me know. I'm going to jump back into some of the other things. Somebody just asked, what widget are you using to do all this magic? I'm using a tool called Ecamm. There are several out there. I didn't even put that into this presentation. That's a whole other world. It's very exciting. And someday, I hope we can do that. Yay. All right. It's going to show up in just a second.
Wow.
There we go. All right. I am going to go back to some of the new technologies that I want to talk about. So we talked about things that will write for you. Let's talk about some artificial intelligence things that have happened lately that just are insane. Let me see. I've got all kinds of things that you'll get later. Deepfakes. I want to play around with this. So we just did Dscript, which is that overdub tool that I showed you at the beginning. But let me show you another type of technology. So this is Avatarify. This is something that you can have on your phone, and you can use it very quickly. All right, so I'm going to go into live mode. And then let's see, here is Wonder Woman. And I'm going to look here. And what's going to happen when I line it up is that instantly it's going to allow me to create a deep fake with Wonder Woman. This was somebody at one of my conferences. I just took a picture from the front of the stage, and I am able to use different people to put words in their mouths. Y'all, this is a free app. It's called Avatarify, and you can do silly things with it, but you can also have fun with it for marketing and things like that. This is my friend Patrick, who is also a speaker. He's kind of famous. And now I'm talking sideways through his mouth. Oh, this is my husband. Hello. This is my husband with a cat that is drinking bourbon. Every time I put a cat in one of my presentations, I usually get better evaluations. So I'm hoping that's the case today. But I can very quickly create videos and pictures that'll let me do technology. All right, here is another tool that I want you to have. Everybody get out your phone, because I want you to see this in person and try it out. Let me see. All right, image and text recognition. So what image and text recognition categories that have exploded in the last year are these things. Things like Google and Apple Photos. Very quickly now you can extract information from Google and Apple just with your phone. So I am going to come over here back to my phone, and I am going to open up my camera. All right, this is just the camera on my phone. I cleaned off my desk. There's probably still some cat hair. There are so many cats. All right, so here is my desk, and here is a copy of the new book that Peggy and that y'all may get a chance to win, and that Peggy has been holding up because it's awesome, if I do say so myself. So I am scrolling over this. Do you see that yellow line that is over a certain part of it, right? What it is doing now, it is recognizing the text. So let's say I come back here. I won't do it, it's overriding. All right, so let's say I wanted to, I'm just scooting through here. All right, let's say I wanted to go to one of those websites. With my regular phone, it is recognizing the text on the page. I just need to click and have it recognize it, and then I have links that I can go to right now. This is a site called Do It Yourself. It's just showing a portion of it right there in my little window. But I can immediately, I can go to iFixit. I can copy things directly from the phone. I can get a business card. Let me see. Let me go back to my camera here. Let's say that I wanted to grab the text from this page and share it because I don't want to have to buy Beth's book and I didn't win it and I'm a little bitter. So all I need to do is click and I can copy and paste all of that text just like that. So I want everybody to grab your phone. With Apple, it's in the camera. With Google, it's in the camera. And you can quickly, if you have the updated phone, if you have updated your software, in Apple, it's called Live Text. In Google, it's called Google Lens. Go ahead and grab your phone and scan something. Play around for just a second. And then I'm going to show you one more tool before the end of today. I am looking, if you have your video camera on, and I hope you do, when you get something scanned, go ahead and hold it up to the video so I can see what you're scanning. Hey, Missy. Hey, Kathy. Lots of friends. Michael, Jackie, I recognize so many people. There you go, Peggy. Were you able to scan something? Yep. In a matter of seconds. If you've got a background on, it'll probably be blurry. But this is now in our hands, literally. You no longer have to, there you go. It also will recognize text. You no longer have to now go in and like take a picture of somebody's info. It's already there. So Shelly, on your Android, if you open up your camera, you should be able to see it. It's a little square with a dot in the middle, which is Google Lens, and you should see it, be able to recognize it. It'll also recognize, especially Google. Google's better than Apple with this. It'll also recognize like plants, like things that are outside. It'll recognize clothing outfits that you can buy because everybody wants revenue. It'll recognize different cats, pets, animals, all kinds of things. All right, we are down to the last couple of minutes. I wanted to show you, let's see, how can I do this? Not sure I will be able to show you the way I want to show you. I can do it this way. I wanted to show you one different thing about that tool that'll let you have the overdub. where you can just write and it'll have your text. That is not what I use it for. That is not even a small part of it. What I do here, do we have enough time to do this? I feel like now it's going to be like I'm cheating. Do we have enough time to do this?
Yeah, we're
Peggy?
gonna let you cheat. Go ahead, go for it.
Okay. All right. So let me go here. All right, there we go. And I'm going to move this over here. Let's see, Dscript. What Dscript does besides, all right, now I'm over here. Perfect. What Dscript does besides let you just cross out things and change the words with your own voice is edit without editing. You edit the words, people, and move them around, and you take out your ums and your uhs just by deleting the words. The transcription in Dscript, for example, is not very good. I never did find that it's great for transcription. But let's see. Here we have, this was the opening of my book, my own unboxing. So little graphics in there. So I just uploaded under there. And so if I wanted to say I'm just so excited at the end rather than right there. So right now it's just, yeah. I'm just so excited. So if I wanted to move that to the end, I just take it, cut it, and then come over here and paste it. Now it's at the end. That's it. That's the editing. And if you have ever had to edit stuff, I'm just so excited. Thanks for taking this journey with me again. Come on. That's hours of work. It's reduced my stuff by at least 75%. It reduced the time that it takes me to edit. All right. We are at the end. I can't believe it. You can't believe it. We are at the end of this. Did everybody get some ideas about how to deal and understand what your committee is and how to move forward? Did people get ideas with that? Perfect. So we've met our goal. Yes. And we messed up only 7 times. Yes. And now we turn it back to Peggy. And I thank y'all so much. I will get this PowerPoint. We didn't even get to all the stuff. I will get this PowerPoint to everyone through, well, Peggy and those folks can send it out. So Peggy, it is all you.
How many books are we giving away today?
20. Yeah. Did we say 20?
Yes, let's give away 20 books. Now, did you see, Beth, in the thing, the one person said, oh, they give it away as speaker gifts? Is that like awesome? That is like a wowzer, right? So if you want one of these awesome books, which you can't have this one because this one has got special note in it, see? So you can't have this one, but we've got other ones for you. I need you to put in the chat. Let's see. I was going to say, put in the chat your favorite all-time tech tool that you've ever used or had. You got to put it in chat, and I'm going to start now. And Beth is going to pick out 20 of those.
Can Beth save the chat and then get back to everybody?
Oh, yes, absolutely. We're going to save the chat for Beth.
I see some real nerds out there. Canva tried and true. Yeah. Airtable, nerd. Biteable. Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh, Participable. Big nerds. Thank y'all so much. We have more wows than I thought.
On camera for taking photos of my cats. I love Jackie. It's getting it real. We're getting it real.
And yeah, so Sarah, you can see there's a request that y'all put together these favorite apps as well for the chat.
So the only thing
I do have a big finish.
Okay, but hang on one second. I'll just ask, we're going to share, we always share the chats back. If it's okay with, if you do not want your name to show up in the chat, just make sure you put that in the chat now, and we will scan the chat and delete that to make sure all is good. Otherwise, that way you'll be able to connect with each other when you see the name. And as always, you can always reach out to Sarah or to Peggy, and we can help you connect with each other, because our goal, always, our goal is build the community. Beth, what's your big close?
All right, ready?
Yes.
If you're confused about technology, there's a nerd you need to see. Beth Z TV.
Oh, thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. And I hope to see you again soon. This is Beth Z saying nerd on.
It is awesome. Big round of applause for Beth. I love it. And she is coming to us today because I've heard over and over again that you guys say, I've got something new for my chapter leaders, and my chapter leaders, how do I get them to accept it? How do I get them to act on it? Do you not think that having a better understanding of who you're talking to will help you? I know it'll help me. Beth said she'd give us that access to that survey tool so we can go ahead and use it. She's given us lots of other stuff. On your way out the door, tell us if you want to see Beth again, and we'll see you at MMC. And then don't forget, idea swap time, June. Thank you from Bill Highway. Thank you from Mariner. You know that we love you guys. It's all about the community. Have a good one.